Okay, I'm gonna call the meeting to order. Sky, did you get everybody in attendance? Okay. So the first thing on the agenda, did everyone have a chance to review the meeting minutes?
Yep.
Okay. Any questions on the minutes?
Nope.
Okay. I'll make a motion to approve the meeting minutes. All in favor, aye? Aye. Okay, carries. Okay, did everyone have a chance to review the funds?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, I'll second the motion. All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Okay. Did everyone have a chance to review the claims?
Yes.
Okay. Can I get a motion to?
I'll make a motion to approve claims. I'll second.
Okay, all in favor, aye? Aye. Okay, motion carries. Did everyone have a chance to review the appropriation report?
Yes.
Any questions on it?
None.
Okay. Okay, so we've got the approval of the payment of bills not listed on ordinance 8122, revised 12523. Juan, should we read through all these or?
BMK Solutions, $3.20 chlorine pump replacement at the water treatment plant. Kind of simple. Erica Goble, $500. She was a substitute water operator when our water operator Bob Burke went on vacation. Vincent Industrial Supply, $112.39 for blue marking paint for locates. Environmental Labs, $88 for nitrate testing. Myers LP Gas, $293.42 for gas for the water plant. Those were all water. This is wastewater. USA Blue Book P&P and ammonia test for $95.39. USA Blue Book $246.99. TNT 832 ammonia reagent, ammonia standard, and nitrification inhibitor and dispenser. Belpin $700. That was the drying bed for sludge removal. Waste management $2,766 for sludge disposal. So Belpin took it to Waste Management took it to Belpin.
No, Belpin hauled it to Waste Management. Yeah.
One of them.
Yep.
Erica Goble again for $1,750 for a substitute wastewater operator when Dustin was on vacation. And Black Excavation for $1,264. I'm assuming that was for
The berm, I think.
work on the for the pipe in down there to the driveway, the water lift station. This meeting, Art Bell, $420 for attorney work. Vincent Industrial Supply, $37.90 for survey flag. Sloan Implement, $286.97. Out of all three accounts for mower, wheel, tire, and bolts. Sloan Implement, $12.68 from all accounts for another piece for the lawnmower. John Deere Financial, that's the Roll King for tool, broom, shovel, and sledgehammer. And Voice Systems, $795 for software maintenance for key assets.
Okay. The old business, Republic contract extension letter was sent on 7/1/2026. Engineered Solutions, Water Tower Electronics, 420.
We got approved. Oh,
Yeah, claim.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I'll make a motion.
I'll second it. All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, back to old business, Republic contract extension letter sent on 7/1/2026.
Yeah, you guys approved.
Okay. Engineered Solutions, Water Tower Electronics from the 4/27/26 lightning strike. 7/15 cable was delivered to the town hall and installed at the water tower. Okay. New business. Myself and Mr. Johnson signed the concurrence for temporary use of the city or county streets or roads. This is for the Blue Jeans Center Parade, both for the Fall Festival and for the Christmas Parade. Water loss 515 to 615 was 13.4%, so that's going in the right direction. We lost a total of 100,075 and 140 gallons. Okay, an item for discussion, water usage from 615 to 715 for the wastewater plant was 17,350 gallons. Pardon?
12,700. Wastewater.
Wastewater plant.
Was 17,350.
350.
The new hydrant.
So it's leaking all the time? Okay, that's something we need to get looked at then.
Good.
Is it leaking underground? Is that what you're thinking?
Yeah.
Okay, so you're saying if it doesn't have a hose on it, it's leaking constantly. Okay, that's a big leak.
Cause its average is 4,500.
Right,
We use 17,350, so. But the water plant, we also had the same issue up there.
right. So,
On that one, when Mr. Decker was going to read meters in June, so it'd been the 15th and 16th, one of the days when we were there getting the side by side, one of the faucets was running and Bob about to be said that he might accidentally left that.
okay, so we don't think we've really got an issue there.
Guess we can see what we,
See what it is next month.
yeah.
Okay. So customer leaks for consideration for adjustment. Daniel Roark. Sorry, I should have said an address. Major leak around 6/15/2026.
Okay, so, we noticed in June that, he had a large usage of water. I tried to contact him a couple different times. So for June, from May to June, they used 50,910 gallons, and that was a $1,220 bill. And they paid it with, I mean, he said we used it, so they paid it. But it kind of overlapped into the next reading to when he got it fixed. So from June 15th to July 15th, he used 21,380 gallons for $546 bill. They were just asking if maybe we could, or you can, average that bill, since, I mean, they did pay the 1,200.
I don't think it was an issue. Justin for a pool is one thing. I'm worried about sewage on the leak with it. So I don't have an issue adjusting that.
Agree with that too, especially since I paid the June bill in full.
I'll make a motion.
So, do you want to make an adjustment, or do you want to?
I'd say we averaged it, that's what we did.
Last month we averaged a couple.
Let's just go ahead and average that.
I
Okay,
was thinking that's what we did for the other one.
You need to make a motion.
I'll make a motion to average the bill.
I'll second.
favor, aye, aye. Okay. So proposed ordinance number 7/23/2026, pre-approved payments for certain claims.
Okay, so, what this is for is, we already have, ordinance 8/1/22, amended 12, that's the ordinance that we have now. And, conversations that I've had with our attorney Graham Dykus from Hart Bell, he advises to rework the ordinance or rewrite the ordinance, because, I'll read specifically why here. Find the notes here.
You better read what you had off the email.
Yeah, let me-
I've got it pulled out.
there were a couple of issues with the way the ordinance was written.
Looking for the old one?
No. The ordinance that we have in place right now, it, the payment of it said that a single board member could give the okay to pay a claim. That's not statutory, so that's been taken out. And it also said the clerk treasurer had too much protection under it, like there was no fault to the clerk treasurer. That's been changed, narrowed down to what this, I mean, basically what statutory, what law says it is. So that's the reason why that one has been rewritten. And also it updates the list of people that we can pay without having to wait for the meeting. Especially our wastewater, our water, and our backup contractors for water treatment and things like that.
Yep.
Now, I am asking that we do this all in one night, do the first and second reading tonight for the simple fact of getting that in place of being able to pay this month and next month and so forth. There's not, anything changed in that ordinance except for those two things. Now, to be able to do that, all three of you must unanimously vote to suspend the rules of our normal ordinance. So you guys have to basically say you're in agreement, basically take a vote and say that you're suspending our normal rules of consent. If you guys want to do it all in one night, if not, then we'll do a reading tonight and then in August.
I don't see any downside to doing it all in one night, is there?
I think we're all in agreement.
So do we need to make a motion to?
No,
send-
just wait. So, we have to verify that there's a super majority, at least 2/3 of all elected members are here.
Yep.
All three of you are here. We have to make sure that the ordinance specified permitted expenses. There's a list of 13 different statutory expenses approved to pay. I went through the list of the things listed in the ordinance, and they all fall under one of the 13 listed areas. Those include utilities, insurance premium, payroll, state and federal taxes, and emergency maintenance. It requires itemized documentation, which the ordinance does. It mandates a post-payment review to include the cause that the town council must formally review and allow pre-approved claims at the very next regular meeting, which is what we already do. Now you can call for a vote on it.
You mean make a motion on it?
I'll make a motion.
I'll second the motion for ordinance 7/23/26. All in favor, aye? Aye. Motion carries.
Now, resolution 7/24/26. So the ordinance sets up the guidelines of what can and cannot, that we can do. The ordinance or the resolution then it's your written approval of the ordinance. The ordinance is the law, the resolution is your, you're signing off again on it, that's what we need to do. That's the resolution, it's something that we need to revisit probably yearly, just to make sure that everything is still going.
Do we need to suspend the rules again, or
Point of clarity.
Yes.
So the oversight on you paying those things autonomously is that it's reviewed at the next meeting?
Authority. The invoice first. Then they have to check over everything again, which is one of the first thing we do when I look at the claims. At the very next, we need to make sure that what is said is being paid is being.
And these are kind of like what we would consider a household budget. You said utilities.
It's things that normally would either like get a late fee on it, interest on it, stop basically the utilities and stuff like that from function. So that it just
some that are like a net 10 or a net 15 on payment? Once you receive the bill, you've got 10 to 15 days to get the bill paid.
To maintain normal operation.
But it's not your unusual bill, like if you had something break and had to be repaired,
these are
it's not.
reoccurring, the normal.
That's the question, that's the word I was looking for, yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Motion for this. Okay. I'll make a motion to approve resolution 7/24/26.
Second.
All in favor, aye? Aye.
Aye.
Motion carries, or resolution carries. Okay.
So ordinance, this is again coming from just trying to get things straightened up and modernized, I guess. Ordinance 7/25/26. It's amending and restating ordinance 5/3/17, which establishes the town's purchasing authority and control for the use of the town credit cards. It puts what the purchasing authority does is the power to purchase goods, supplies, and services for the town is vested in the board. No person may purchase or incur an obligation to purchase on behalf of the town. The clerk treasurer, the assistant clerk treasurer, the ordinary course of town business would be purchasers. A purchasing agent designated by the board or a person specifically authorized by the board for a particular purchase. So what this is basically this will be a one reading this month and next month. So this separates the powers of the board, the council, and the clerk treasurer's part of the town. That way, there's the checks and balances that the state board of accounts is looking for, and the Department of Local Finance is looking for, to make sure that things are being done correctly with the finance side of the town. It also limits who have credit cards in the town for town usage. And it lays out what the credit cards can be used for. Town purchases, only, obviously, materials for the water plant, sewage plant, town hall. It lays out the documentation and certification where the pay card slip, the receipts, all that have to be turned in promptly, just to make sure that we're following and keeping with what, the law and the state board of accounts said we're supposed to do. That's basically it. So it helps keep our internal controls and where it needs to be. That way, if and when we're audited, we're as good as we can be with that.
Okay.
So resolution 726, the resolution that goes along with the purchasing authority. It's a resolution designating purchasing agents for the town of Monroe City and directing the clerk treasurer to assume control of town purchasing accounts. So it designates who's the purchasing agents for the town, which is the clerk treasurer and office. Limits the authority of who can purchase how and why, just like the ordinance do. The claim procedure is the same. The purchasing accounts all have to go through the clerk treasurer's office because that's the financial part of the town. And it does talk about the Amazon business account, but Mr. Meadows and I got all reading on this. It's all under the clerk treasurer's, so it's where it needs to be. So that was resolution 72626, and it doesn't have to be a first and second reading, but there's no need to put the resolution in place without ordinance. So
Okay, so go ahead and make a motion on the ordinance.
no, we just
No.
need the first reading.
Okay, we'll wait. Okay.
Ordinance 72726 now, and all the work that Sky and I have been doing. So before we had Jay Southwood for a clerk treasurer consultant come in, and we were working with him. He's coming back in tomorrow to work with us on budgeting. But one thing that we found was, and I'm not a fan of this, just to let everybody know. Whenever I took over the clerk treasurer position, we changed the compensation for the clerk treasurer. We lowered it because of just normally thinking that when you start a new job, you don't start where everybody else left off. But legally in the state of Indiana, it's pay for the compensation for clerk treasurer is tied to the spot, the job, not to the person that's in it. So ordinance 72726 repeals the ordinance 12124B and 12225 that we put in place last year for this year's salary, and it puts the salary back up to what the previous year, the previous clerk treasurer made at $33,436.92. This was not found by me because I was angry or anything like that. It was found because Mr. Southwood pointed that out, saying because he started looking through stuff, he said, I don't think it's correct. And working with Mr. Dykus from Hart Bell, it's just what it is. So, and that was, I didn't take this job for the money. I did it for money. So it's just one of the things, none of the many things that you find out that it's got to be done.
So this is the first reading.
Not the first reading. What this ordinance does, it repeals what we put in place in December. And it lays out the steps in taking to correct, but that's to correct the payroll discrepancy.
Next one.
Some CDs that we have for financial bank, we needed signed copies of the meeting minutes that took in there to be able to close the CD and put them in funds. So that's why that hasn't been done yet, because we just got it.
Right. Okay. So next item on the agenda, the town labor position. Where are we at with applications, Michael?
Who did I send you guys?
Okay. Do we want to set up a meeting with them to talk to them?
I mean, I think we should. We wanna shoot for, I mean, you got some availability next week or something,
Yeah, I'm good.
of an evening, I guess, probably. I mean, I'll have to talk to them, but I'm banking on maybe an evening with them.
How's it looking for you, Jeff?
Just gotta let me know what you got and go from there pretty much.
Any day next week. Okay with you if an evening though, Matt?
Yeah, that should be fine.
Reach out to them.
Tuesday's training night.
The following week, I've got a conflict.
Any day but Tuesday next week, so it's not good.
And then it sounds like we've got an update already on the wastewater plant driveway, so that got fixed.
Not the driveway way, that was,
Just the berm.
yeah, that,
Okay. So did anyone hear back from Jeff on putting in a new culvert?
what he,
When he has time.
I say, he just said whenever he had time he'd get with us.
Hopefully it's soon, because after that rain last night, it's washed out bad.
Okay. He was supposed to get me a price and I never have heard back from him, so. Yeah. I didn't know if he contacted one of you. Okay,
Okay, with that, then you guys make a motion to have Blacks fix that then? Without knowing the cost?
no, we haven't made a motion to do that.
Unless you make a motion to say that Blacks Excavation can fix that. Unless you have a meeting in between now and next meeting, it can't be fixed in between those times.
So do we need to just go ahead and do that? Not,
Not knowing prices.
I know, that's what I'm thinking too. Let me text him.
Do you not have to get estimates?
If it falls underneath our contract, then we wouldn't have to. And I'm gonna guess with Jeff, it probably will, which I can't remember. Is it 25 or 3,000?
500, I think.
Okay.
I'll get that afterwards. That's a major thing too. I mean, we gotta make sure we keep access to the wastewater treatment plant, cause then we can get fines from IDEM. We can't access it.
Any other thing that could hold it up from. Right,
Clear.
by who?
With Carla.
Not Carla.
Employee from them. But, from Berlin and stuff like that down there, do we need? And then you reach out to.
Everything else. Maps. already maintained culvert that we had there. Existing.
Sir.
Okay, so last item on new business, the town is no longer eligible for the wastewater apprenticeship program as employee changed from an employee to a contractor for the town. So just more of a notation on that. Okay.
Do you want me to go through these? Cause these are kind of more my notes on things.
That's fine.
I've been going through all these ordinances, working with, Graham, just trying to figure out, so the credit card from the town that you had, Dustin, it's, it was deactivated, so I shredded it.
Expired Lowe's card, I shredded that. There was one more that was expired that Nancy gave me, but it was expired by like 3 years. So I shredded that one too.
The Rule King and probably
I
something.
think so. There's 3 altogether and they all shredded.
Thank you very much, sir. On 7/9, Matt, myself, and Sky had a Teams meeting with boys for the cloud-based project kickoff. Changing from the computer-based to cloud-based system. I guess it went okay. There's so much information going on with that, with different people. It was, we'll get it figured out, but I think Matt got his questions answered, being more of a tech-minded guy.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't have any. What they're doing is basically hosting it all. And then they're taking care of all the backups and disaster recovery. So they've got two different server farms, one for production, then they can roll over within less than an hour to the backup if something would happen, like tornado took out their one server farm. But yeah, I didn't have any concerns with that at all. And again, this will definitely help because you'll be able to access your account, set up payment. If you want to switch from one checking account to another or credit card to checking or vice versa, you can do all that on your own now.
So there'll be a website for that where you can see all
Yeah.
that information.
And that's going to dovetail into, I think, the next
The
one.
next one, then the next day, Matt and I met with Clarissa Rhoda, I think, from Tyler's Technologies about designing a website for the town. Tyler Technologies has been a program that they've been working with the state of Indiana, where they've made numerous municipalities, schools, websites for them. I forwarded you emails today. I waited to tell you what was going on, and it was a lot of stuff right there all together. If you look through some of those, there's different setups for it. Some are more user friendly than others, but you can pull them up and go through and see which ones you guys like more. I'll send out, if anybody wants it, I can send out different websites that they've already have made, so you can see what kind of different
Format.
Formats.
or how many different. So.
Do you want files? Do you want
Yeah,
URL?
With the setup of the website. First, be relatively smaller compared to we always. There's.
Right.
That will, it's an n.gov website, and that's free to us, and the, Tyler Technology is doing the design. So we thought we'd take advantage of it and have them do that for us. We're meeting again. It's not until late November and early December that they can have a website up for us It's just how many towns and stuff like that are ahead of it, but we will be getting them the information, which, it's not a lot of information that we'll be sending to them because we're smaller, don't have a lot on there, but, that way they'll be running for us at the end of the year.
Yeah, and that was one of the main reasons why we never set up a website is because you had to pay for hosting. The state is now offering it for free to get all the small towns and stuff on the web. We can actually then, through the voice software, we can put the URL on our actual homepage and then you can link directly to voice to set up your payments or check your balances, anything like that.
On July 13th, we received the ABC gallonage, $271.61. On local road and streets, $247.74, and our motor vehicle distribution of $1,053.77. Around that, the week prior, a representative from Alliance, which is a company that we're with that helps with water and wastewater projects and just day-to-day stuff, got a hold of me and see if we wanted to do an energy assessment at the wastewater and water plants. It was free to us. She would come in and see if there was a way that we could save money on, electric bill, changing to LED lights, all, that kind of stuff. And what we found out, which is something else that long list of things that we found out was the electric meter at the water plant has been labeled as a wastewater electric meter. So wastewater has been paying that electric bill for at least 8 years that we can go back and see really quick on our programs that we have here. So we'll have to dig in to see how much farther back that is. We're already switched to where water's paying for its electric bill, and we're be talking with the DLGF to see what we need to go from there.
I'm assuming that's a pretty substantial amount.
Just from 2018 till now was $33,000.
Okay.
And I don't know how it was never solved.
Have you gotten that report from her yet?
No, I'll share it with you soon. Incorrect charges and billing software is probably not on your guys' agenda because I forgot to add it on there. This is gonna be a long one. So in the digging, the different things and trying to create budgets and all that kind of stuff for water and wastewater, please just bear with me if I stray back and forth. So in 2024, there was a rate study done for water rates for the town of Monroe, done by Baker Tilly. And those were adopted in 2024 to start in 2025. So that first, if you look at tab E, I think way in the back for you guys. That is our current wastewater, water rates. And first off, it's confusing anyways to try to figure out the water rates, how it all works. But what I'm gonna talk about first. What I want to talk about first is middle of the page, the suburban chart. Everybody that doesn't live in the town of Monroe City, or what charges, suburban charge of $202.09. $2.09 a month. Okay, I don't know what suburban charge. You don't live in Heights of Monroe. And at 2025, that rate was supposed to increase to $2.09. Before that, it was $1.67. Currently, customers that have the suburban charge are still only charged $1.67. That was not increased as adopted for 2025. So that's gonna change, and that is 55 customers have been incorrectly charged. It's a 42 cents difference. Just letting you guys know that I'm gonna be getting some hate mail probably. Sky will, but I mean, it's what needs to be done because that's what is supposed to be in place.
So
Sorry.
we'll get a bill for retro back to
No.
when it was, okay, so just 42 cents. If I noticed that, then we got problems.
42 cents. Okay, so that's the first part. Then if you, right underneath that's the fire protection and fire hydrant charge. As adopted in 2024 to start in 25, it's supposed to be $2.41 per customer. If you have one account, it's $2.41. Some people have more than one property, so it's split. If you have two accounts, it's split in half. If you have three, it's, cut in thirds basically. So if you have one account, it's supposed to be $2.41, two accounts, $1.21, three accounts, 80 cents. Before that, it was $1.92 for each account, 96 cents if you had each for two accounts, 64 cents if you had three accounts. I go up to three accounts because that's the most that one business or individual has. So currently, we have the $2.41 correct, but the 96 cents is still in place and the 64 cents is still, and this is on the second page of that for you guys there. So those will be up, that only, I mean, affecting anybody is bad. That only affects, I don't remember exactly, but it's not as many people because like I said, you have to have more than one account to do that. Now the next part. This long list of page. That first one is the first and the back of the first page. Those are the set up correct. Let me backtrack. So the suburban charge, if you live outside of Monroe City, you get the suburban charge. If you live in Monroe City, you have the stormwater charge. Okay, which is totally different, and I don't have that printed out for you guys, but that is on the sewage rate. So this first list of 55 people, their accounts are set up correct, where they're charged the suburban fee and not the stormwater fee, but the amount is in. So those 55 will get, that will change. We have 21 customers that aren't charged for either stormwater or suburban. I don't know how that, but it happened. So there's 21 customers that I will be getting hold of, we'll be getting a hold of to let them know what's going on, that they would be getting the suburban charge. They do not live in. On the following page, these 4 customers are charged both the suburban and storm charge. And the last 2 then haven't been charged for either, but they live in town and will start getting a stormwater charge. So that's 82 customers affected. 4 of them, luckily their bill will go down a little bit, $1.67, but there's 78 customers that unfortunately I'm not going to be high on their problem, but it's the right thing to do because it's what's supposed to be done. Almost done.
Well, for just recapping, the 55, their bill's going up 42 cents. The 21 customers, their bill's going up $2.09 because they're not getting charged suburban charge. The 4 getting less, and the 2 actually I have the most increase because they're not getting charged stormwater, $4.
So,
Both of them are not horrible.
When did all of that go into, when should that have went into effect?
January, the bill, January 20th. That all came about because, just working with, this is with the voice company trying to figure out coding. Every customer is coded. If you live in town, what size meter you have, all that kind of stuff. Well, then there was just discrepancies in how many people we had on each one. And it didn't make any sense until we just started going through it one by one, looking and what was right and what was wrong. So. Around 320. And then we have wastewater and water customers, we have water only customers, and we have sewage customers, so it just kind of depends on what numbers. 882 or incorrect. So
Almost a corner of
a
them.
quarter of them incorrect charge. Do you have any hold on for Mr. Hagman for the next part?
I think he's back.
So now if we go back to the first page of this little packet I got you on the water rate. So most of our customers, they have a 5/8 inch meter. That's residential, I mean, most, like I said, most everything. So there's a minimum charge with that of $15.70. That's up to 1,500. So if you use 1,500 gallon, you're gonna pay $15.75 for the water. I know the water bill for that, just for the water itself. The other size meter we have is a 1-inch meter. And its minimum monthly bill is $92.38. And that's for up to 8,460. So with the 1-inch meter, you have access to more water, basically, because you can run a lot more water through a 1-inch meter than what you can a 5/8. So it does cost more if you use the minimum. Now in Monroe, we have 6 customers with a 1-inch meter. None of them are charged the 1-inch meter. Now, this is a conversation where I'll have those 6 customers that won't be as pleasant, I don't think. So the last 2 pages, I gave 2 examples of, well, if I, okay. So this is actual usage that a customer of ours had with a 1-inch meter. They used 8,900 gallons last month. So their bill was 5/8 meter was $238.34. Might not be exactly. If they were under the 1-inch meter price, their total would have been $239.32. That's 98 cents difference. That's not too bad. Because they used 1,900 gallons, which is right around the middle. So, a couple hundred gallons. Now, the next page is another 1-inch customer that we had from this last month that only used 1,130. So they didn't get to the minimum. So they were charged $70.31, 5/8 inch price. The 1-inch meter price, their bill could have been $153. So no, more than that. It's not a conversation I want to have with somebody, but it's a conversation I want to have.
So is there a reason there's a 1-inch meter in these?
That would be whenever it was set up, that's what they asked for and wanted. Like I said, we have 6 1-inch meters.
So only 6 all the customers.
6 out of the 320. And for the most part, most of them will be, they use around, at least the minimum, so their bill's not gonna be as good as the. I will say, like, it just depends kind of on what time of the year it is. One of them is with, farming and stuff like that, so in the springtime, when they're fertilizing, or, summertime when they're fertilizing and stuff like that, their usage goes up, it equals out. In the wintertime, if they're not using as much, then their bill, it's. I don't, it's one of those things that we found that I don't like, but it is what it is. I'm going to have conversations with these people and let them know that it's just things that death by 1,000 cuts. When I look into one thing, I find 10 more. It's been fun.
Do we have any meters bigger than a 1 inch? Okay. I was making sure.
Yeah. So that width of our charges goes all the way up to a 6-inch meter. Something, we couldn't even supply somebody with this. All of our service lines aren't even 6, most of them.
Is there anybody with a 1 inch meter that you can over?
Imagine what we could. I don't know. It would be.
You gotta dig it up.
But
Is it $1,000?
it would be,
Is that safe?
say it would save money in the long run, I'm sure.
That we'll discuss. We'd have to talk about that one.
Time and go through my head. But like I said, it really is probably said one, but second one, depending on time of year, but I think it equals out over the year, but still it's just like any, we all have some amount of money in our, it's all that stuff where it's.
At least it's not half the town.
Yeah.
No. And I appreciate the examples. Yep, I do too.
Well, it should have tried to explain it to you without them. It would have made sense in my head, but
I hope, no.
it's not, it's basically me saying, this is what I got coming up and this is why. If you guys hear anything, that's why, because, I guess I could try to fight it and not do it, but that's not the right thing to do.
No. You get caught later on that and all that.
And that it blows my mind.
So should that have passed? Or,
Well, they might have been correct before. I don't. Because this all, like I said, whenever like looking into one thing, all these other things open up. So there's like a water loss. The guy's coming this Friday that I'm working with to do our water. Everybody has to do a water loss. Doing that, it kind of relates into with that. It relates in with the USDA loans that we've talked about before. It relates into all these different things, and it's just not right.
Start to intertwine.
Yeah. Yeah, one will be, the 1 inch meter will be affected more than the rest of. It's the one I gave you the example of the 1,100.
Mm-hmm.
They're gonna have to, it's normally with the 1 inch meters, it's businesses that need access to more water quickly. Don't wanna say names or anything. Okay, that's what I got for that. Let's see where I'm at. I lost my notes. There it is. Okay, so this month, good month. Last month, we only had to shut off 1 customer. This month, none.
Good.
39 customers didn't pay their bill on time and got the letter, for non-payment. We did not shut anybody off. Sky and I are meeting with the consultant Jay Southwood tomorrow again, working on stuff for our meeting for the budget meeting with the Department of Local Government Finance. Then on Friday, I'm meeting with Dave Atkins with Alliance to do the water audit, which I just kind of talked about water audit with all those different things. On Monday, we have our meeting, and I have our meeting with the DLGF for the budget. And then on Wednesday, the 19th is the SIDC quarterly meeting.
I did get an answer. Jeff said 36-inch culvert, $1,200, riprap on the end and rock on top. Labor backhoe would be probably around 2,500 less. We're going to see, he's planning on leaving the existing sewer that's there and put another one beside it to basically double the water flow. Okay. So I will send this out in an email with a screenshot, so,
That'd probably be good, so we get a lot of water down through there.
yeah. It moves a whole lot faster through there.
Mm-hmm.
So that's 1,200 for the pipe, and then 2,500 for the work and riprap, so 37 total.
I think he's at.
No, it's 2,500 and that's for everything. We'll go ahead and make a motion on that then. We can. You want us to go ahead and make a motion, Mr. Fuller? Okay,
I'll make a motion to approve Jeff Black on that.
I'll second the motion. All in favor, aye. Aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Does anybody have anything else that's not on the agenda? Anybody in the audience have questions? Dennis?
I don't really have a question, I have more of an attaboy. I had a recent drain issue, Dustin and Juan and yourself, all were extremely helpful with that. It turned out that it was a drilling rig that did the test wells, and I had all those tanks out, flaps of pipe, and it was just, that's where, it dawned on me, that's where the spigot was before the little storage units got built on. It was a pretty heavy rig, so you guys, I already get fixed, I didn't need to clean. But it's handy to, know if I knock on one of your doors, I get help pretty quick and pretty responsive. I really appreciate it. From Attaboy or Sky, helping me, somebody snagged my PayPal account card and was using it. Late, shut it down and she got me all ACH payments. One more little thing in the world that I gotta do. And also, there, with this recent rain, I've been getting water in the back of the parking lot like there was before. You dug out the ditch, you need to do anything more. I do have a couple of people that are interested in doing things with the property, but it would not involve coming from that side of the road whatsoever. So whatever you need to do back there. Right now, Brian and Laura's pontoon and Randy's little boat, and I'm pretty sure they're all pretty watertight. So I just don't quite have these yet. If I would put any rock or anything back there, I'd get it shot and make sure the grade is right. I don't think it's gonna be an issue right now. So, but if you need to do anything, if that intersection floods again, be my guest.
Okay,
Appreciate that. I enjoy people coming to meetings. This is nice.
This is nice.
I have a question. What is the arrangement with consultant Jay Southwood? Is he donating his time? Is he on fee for service?
He's a fee for service.
We've done so many things that, well, Juan and Sky doing all this meeting. It's found several issues from over the years that the board themselves weren't aware of. And so,
Contract,
It's hourly, it was approved, and
what's it?
Sound right.
So he's helped turn some things around, that's for sure.
Have you used him for years though? Like,
so I attended a meeting with other clerk treasurers from Knox County and at Vincent. We were discussing, or we were presented with some things about the,
Local income tax.
yeah, the local income tax and how it's now going to be, it's gonna be distributed different in 2027. And, the former clerk treasurer from Bruceville, he was leaving the position. He said, hey, we were talking about different things and he said, hey, I talked to this guy. Mr. Southwood was a clerk treasurer for
Shelburne?
Shelburne for 30 plus years. And then he got out of it and started consulting to go around and help. And, I talked to him on the phone a couple different times. He came down and just helped settle my mind with getting things done, what needs to be done. He helps. He's called me a couple different times, and just emailed like, hey, how's it going? Not charging, just checking to make sure, hey, this due date's coming up. Have you done this? Yes. So he's been really helpful in keeping us going in the right direction.
Found a lot of issues that way.
Found a lot of issues.
Any other
So
questions?
it did save money switching to Belton versus Republic from last year.
I think so, yeah.
They charged like 8,000, it was like 8,000 total last.
Yeah.
And that was going to Illinois, right?
I don't remember where they're taking it.
Yeah, I don't remember where it went, but
I know it used to go Illinois somewhere. It's by somewhere. See.
yeah, 700 plus the 2766, so 3,400.
Any other questions, comments?
I have a couple things.
Okay.
The standing water at the end of my driveway. Bill Sampson told us years ago that the city's responsible to take care of that because of an easement. And nothing ever became of it. So my driveway is eroding. And if it gets up to where the tree is, that's 3 inches of rain we've gotten. That's somehow we can tell now how much rain there is before it gets up the driveway. Can nothing be done there at all? I think there's a drop box on the corner, is there one?
Not on
Now
your
they put
side.
that,
Not on your
Yeah,
side.
another,
on my side,
I
okay.
don't think
We
so.
dug that out once.
I've got, you've got the thing in the back, but I don't think there's anything on the corner, is there?
There's sewer
I took pictures
manhole.
when they did all that, but I don't.
There's a sewer manhole.
I remember we dug that out once because they tapped that, wastewater manhole. Yeah, I didn't see it, hit it.
You can have it looked at.
I would
Thank you.
definitely have looked at it.
When my kids were younger, I'd have to drive them down the driveway to the corner to get on the bus because the water stood on the side of the ditch back there and then the driveway. When they fixed all the back end and covered all that, the front still has to it over to Joe. I'm not even hurt. No time to put plastic boats in it. I'm like, Juan?
No, it wasn't me.
So, it's that and then the junk across from. And that property not be forced to be cleaned up.
That has been turned into, unsafe housing several times.
Yeah, oh yeah, through the years, I've been forced to clean it up, but haven't been turned in lately. Yeah,
How far you come out of the property with that?
2 blocks this way, Joe Williams is top of it.
I knew you.
Oh, that's right, yeah. You go on this street here, Cleveland Street, you pass a little brick house with a white fence. Right behind that white fence, there's a tractor that hasn't moved for years. So if you, like, we tried to bring our motorhome down that street, I thought, well, we can get the driveway, but getting back out, we're probably back into the tractor. And a trailer full of stuff, broke down equipment, I mean. At least they got rid of ducks. It's just, it's horrible to look at. It's probably one of the worst properties in town. So that's what, I'm working to do some work to my house, and I'm like, well, I want to spend the money on a big porch, well, what is that?
Right.
One more concern that was brought to me. The sunflowers on 9th and Cleveland. I don't go that way, but is it blocking the intersection of it?
It does.
Yeah,
So block
I
the
think,
view, yeah.
Okay.
And the sidewalk.
Okay. So
But I did win first place at the fair with one of the sunflower.
I like
ready.
flowers, but we-
It's dangerous.
Things that were my attention. One, I actually talked to you about the church,
Yes.
the bricks falling. And then 2, I'd like to talk to the sheriff's department about upping patrols. We've had a lot of kids causing
Kids on
issues,
4-wheelers.
4-wheelers and walking and yelling and everything else.
Sheriff's Department, the deputy talked to me about the other day. One of the moms, the kids posted a reel with me and her kid. It didn't show the first part of it where there were 3 underage boys on a 4-wheeler, one on each fender, one driving it, without the Bluetooth scanner,
Same church, right?
and no helmets,
Mhm.
nothing. And then they were going down the closed road all the way down, turning across.
So is everyone.
Yeah, the deputy asked me about it, and then, state trooper said they're gonna try and keep an eye on that. If they catch the boy on the 4-wheeler, they're gonna impound it. State police officer said, I will impound it. He said they're all underage, they were blocking a young girl on a bicycle from trying to get home the other day.
They
And
did the same thing on Johnson. That's just because we're all outside testing each other, so.
yeah, oh, they have to work now.
I'm okay. That's not an issue at all. We bring those issues to.
Now, because one of the boys, the night boy in town, had messaged me if they won't let this girl get home, and I say, I'm not home. I said, but if I finally got home, so they came to my house to get popsicles. And I said, if you're ever out and about and you can't get home and something's happened, I point out your house, I point out one, and said, go there, somebody will help you.
People are too scared to approach me, so.
We all know you're telling me. But yeah, we need to look at that. I mean, the 3 of them on one 4-wheeler and no helmets.
Yeah, it's gotta be 16.
Yeah, and they weren't 16 and.
There's a lot of them that aren't 16.
They're getting hurt.
They try to look the other way, and the sheriff's department does, unless they're causing a problem, but you gotta be 16 legally.
One year they made the boys push this 4-wheeler from the intersection at my house, past the Blue Jeans Center out into the country. Made push it all the way home, and made read the label on it. What's that tag say? Must be 18 to operate. Helen Road 12, push it, and they followed him with lights on some stern code, all the way.
With the first thing, the church, did you contact McKisker?
Are you talking about, Methodist church?
Yep.
I think it got holes in the roof this time too.
You have a picture in your head. Yeah, so if you want to send that to you, I'll hold Mr. McKisker.
question. What are the qualifications to be, clerk treasurer or someone
On board.
on board?
You have to live in the city limits of Monroe.
Not it.
They have to be 18, I assume. For the age requirement, live in the city limit, town limits.
Registered to vote. They're registered as a Republican or a Democrat or whatever, registered as whatever party, right? Run.
Yes, can't have felonies. It doesn't take much, honestly.
Did have to live in city limits.
Anything else? Dustin, you got anything? Okay, I'm gonna make a motion to adjourn the meeting. Next meeting is August 25th at 6 PM. Keep showing up.
So move.
Yeah.
I didn't need clouds, I had Josh.